Hey, it's Shay Seeking, and I'm here with another video. This video is going to be geared towards um, this meme right here. Like, for me, I just like to break things down to the bare minimum. And when it comes to quotes or things that resonate with me, I don't know. I just always some of them stick with me, and then I just want to talk about it. So, um, this quote right here. And I'll probably just start doing like one of these a week just to, go off. Or if I run into one that resonates, then I'll say something about it. But we don't have to agree on everything to be kind to one another. That's a good one. You know, I just noticed like over the years with some of the information that I've given out and some of the information that I've seen other people give out, that usually the comment section is like off the chain and it goes straight towards some kind of hateful messages or comments and people just going in on situations. But I think that we all know, that there's a such thing there's a such thing that was created to divide people, and it's called racism. At a certain point in your life, you have to reevaluate everything and really see where that energy is coming from and who placed it there in the first place. Why they've placed it there in the first place, and what was it before that was placed in that situation? Because we are all in this thing together, and there are several parties that have been treated differently because of the color of their skin, because of an agenda that's been set forth by people that's not even down here at the bottom of the base of this pyramid with us. And when I say us, I'm saying the races that have been created. Um, Now, we're all human beings. Some of us that are higher up in that pyramid, I don't know what the hell they are, but you know, uh, I'm saying like the working class, everyday middle class and below people, the ones that make this machine and grease the wheels and keep this machine going, the ones that keep the pockets of these elites and these uh, entertainers and politicians and everybody else. We keep their pockets full. Okay, the designers and everybody. So they're at the top. They understand how it is to be at the top. They understand that you are just the working class. They don't want to be you, but they want your support. So at the end of the day, we've all been conditioned. They use their one we don't understand that all of those things are tied together along with your education system and your religious systems in your churches. They all work together to keep you in a certain mindset, because if you're not in that mindset, then they can't be at the level that they're at. And if we ever found out what they were really up to in the background, then they would be scared for their lives. So a lot of people are waking up right now. I've come far in my journey when I thought, this thing was only for a certain people, but I'm realizing that there are people from all different backgrounds or so-called races that have that are contributing to the waking the masses and the bringing out this information. We can all, some of us are later than others, some of us will never understand and never get it. But like I'm saying, there's a lot of so-called, I think we could be missing out if we don't pay attention to what everybody else is saying and we just stay in our own zones, because I think that this truth is out there, yeah, but a lot of us can get lost saying is we stay in one movement and we don't go outside of that movement and we don't look elsewhere for other information to see what else is going on around um, on a daily basis. But I come back to say we can disagree. I even see people, in the different communities that I'm involved in that might be cool one day, but then somebody says something that somebody doesn't like, and then they can't talk anymore. I've never, I used to listen to several people that something that they might have said might have rubbed me the wrong way, but I think that I'll never stop listening to anybody that has some truth included in their message, because I'm able to uh, what they say, dodge and weave the different uh information. Okay, so I can feel the truth and I can understand that because I've already been thinking that way or I'm already leaning towards that. And then I can see the deception too. And a lot of these people just can't say, they can't risk saying some of the things that they want to say. It's a shame, but that's just the way this world really works. That you're not really getting the truth anywhere when it comes to these people, like I told you, that's on the top of this pyramid, that are in the principalities and the rulers and the dark, in the high places. So at the end of the day, I want to say that race is something that caused a uh, what do you call it? It's something that caused a division. It's to divide. We don't look back and think about how in America they talk about the African so-called black people in slavery, but we don't talk about the fact that most of the so-called white people that came over here were slaves as well. So at some point in time, black and white people were slaves at the same time, but they don't want to give you that information because they need it to look like one race is the one that you can put your boot on top of them and just and they need to stay down there. They need to be at the bottom of the totem pole and they need to stay there. And those are the people that happen to be the indigenous people of this plane, this of the America and her islands. And our history has been lost due to the fact that they need us at the bottom. Um, a lot of we don't look back and see that a lot of the revolts happened because all those races came together and fought against the system. We're too busy looking at each other because that's the agenda that they're pushing, and all these little false flags and all these little staged events that happen about race and stuff. If you really look into it, I have a guy that I'm gonna vouch for and put out some of his information. Again, I don't agree with some of the stuff that he says. Some of the things that he says, like with his main beliefs, on Jesus and all this other stuff and his way of looking at the Bible, I don't 100% agree with it. But at the same time, he does have eyes to see, and that's just his gift. And you can learn something from his gift, and you can just leave the other things at the door. I don't have to hate him. I don't have to not promote his video or try to help others share his video and his information. It's up to you to discern who you want to listen to and what information you want to take in, because everybody's different. And I really believe that there are key words and triggers that are activated, and it's making people open up their eyes to certain things that you didn't see before. But somebody has to bring the seeds and start throwing them out there, or nobody's going to be able to catch them or grasp what's going on. So on that note, I just want to say that racism is something, and I used to be, I'm so-called and Afro American or an American so-called black woman, and it just I understand that when somebody says something about these things, they're sensitive topics because you've been taught to look at them a certain way, which makes you automatically angered, and it makes you go into a defense mode. The same thing happens with other people. They feel like they didn't have anything to do with it, and that they're and when you say something about white people, they feel like they want to go in defense mode. If we keep going this way, we'll never win because the true enemy sits above. They don't live amongst you. They're not in your same circles. You go to their concerts. You vote for them when it's time to vote. You buy their items and go to their stores. These are the people that are the ones that you need to be looking at if you want to have some kind of disgust. Okay? Not your so-called neighbor or your people around you. Now, listen, I'm not saying that you need to mix and mingle with these people. I'm not saying that if you call yourself not dating this race or that race, that you don't, that you should. What I'm saying is we just need to be kind to each other. We need to understand that if you ask, so-called another race what their if you ask another race what the end goal for them is, what they would like to see in these times right now, they would be thinking that they want the best for themselves, their children. They don't like taxes. They wish that they can afford things that they want or desire. They wish that they were eating regular foods and not GMO. They wish that people were telling them the truth about what's going on in the world today. They have to work just like we have to work. White people and Mexicans go to jail just like we go to jail. It's just so they say that we're only 17% or something of the population here and there, but whatever, to each his own. That's not regular white people saying that to you. That's the people on top. Again, they're the ones throwing you in jail. But see, because like I told you the other day, because they had to put one so-called race that they created on top of others. Since they had to put one race on top of the others, they had to make it look like something. And I'm not disregarding anything, because yes, we need to realize our real history and what really went down in the Americas. And then so-called white people need to realize what it was too. And they do need to realize that there is an underhand and there's a system set up against us. And it's not really because of our color. It's because who we are, our nationality and our roots, our heritage, and the things that we're tied to this land. And you need to understand that they've been conditioned as well, just like you have been. They have been deceived and conditioned to think that there's something that they're not. And everybody needs to just get chopped down a notch and see the way that things really are. And they do benefit from, not directly. No, you don't have your you didn't have your hands around my ancestors' neck or your boot on their neck. You didn't lynch anybody, but you are a product of the people that did so. And if you don't see what's going on, rather it's something that they want us to think it is, and you're in denial about these shootings and stuff that happened, which I think some of these things are staged. But if you're in denial that that's not, even if it's not going on, that's the perception that we're given, then there's something wrong with you. You have to do something within yourself to understand that there is a system that is degrading these particular people. And maybe we need to say something about it, because the injustice for one person is injustice for everyone. So while everybody want to run around here and say they back the badge, let's see how you back that badge when these things come into play. When martial law is called, when this national thing turns into something else that Trump's going for. You guys don't understand that this is your job. And whenever we see those things in people's lawns, it's a smack in the face. Because at the end of the day, they might be at the lowest part of that Masonic or secret society level, but they're involved. And you'll see real soon. It's only supposed to, the fact that they show you that this stuff is only supposedly happening to black people. It makes you comfortable and be able to sleep at night that is not happening to you. But one day, they're going to flip the switch on you, and it's going to be happening to everybody, which is the end all agenda. And because you were okay with it happening to people of color, because you're thinking with a conditioned brain the way that they want you to think, you're going to be affected. Your children are going to be affected. Everybody's going to be affected, and they're going to let their true colors show. And we'll see how quick you want to take those signs out of your yard. So what I'm saying is there should not be any back and forth. I don't have to play with you. I don't have to go to your house and spend time with you. I don't have to have these particular friends and have them around me. But we do need to get along. We do need to see eye to eye on a certain level that we have all been deceived. We have all been deceived. They have been made to think one way, and you have been made to think another way. And at the end of the day, we're all wanting the same things. We're tired of the same system. We just don't see the enemy right in front of us or above us. We think that we're doing exactly what they want us to do, and we're targeting each other with hate and rhetoric and things that don't necessarily help us. It just helps them with their agenda. So at the end of the day, I just want to say that we need to be vigilant. We need to pay attention, and you should. I would like to see people step out of their comfort zone and go and do some research on these other things like vaccinations and stuff like that. They're not saying, oh, okay, I know that they did a study and they found that black boys are affected by I don't know if it's the MMR shot or which one it is, but they're affected by it. It does something to them and gives them ADD and other problems, but more than other people. But it doesn't say that it's leaving white children out. See, it's another part of the agenda. If we make it look like the people that are at the bottom of the totem pole, that look like they're poor, but they're actually rich because this is your fucking land. They want to make it seem like it's only happening to their children and just forget about the fact that it's happened to other children. And we fall for that sometimes because some of us do like to play the victim. I think at this point in time, with all the information that's out there, there's no more pointing fingers at white people and saying white this and white that. Fuck even white supremacy. It's over. Right now, you can get the information and you can do something about it. Right now, you can make progress in your community. You can just be kind to other people that look like you, because at the end of the day, the fact that that everything is out of whack and unbalanced, we do need to work actually on our people a little bit harder, and we need to bring information to them a little bit more, because it's going to take for us to get out of a mindset in order to even come up on the level that we're supposed to be. So at the end of the day, that's what I'm just trying to say. I'm not vouching for one. I'm not saying this and that, but we have to coincide with each other. We're all here now. And if you think that you're going to be able to take and break off and form some kind of thing that only has to do with one race in this country and let the whole other thing burn, they'll be coming for you next. There's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to hide. We either have to unite, and you don't have to embrace everybody. We have to unite and share information and take in information from anybody that's telling the truth and grow from that. And we have to take that on, and we have to fight this battle together. So that was my little rant. This is the meme that I'm talking about. We just have to do better. We have to do better within ourselves first, then within our communities, upon our people, and then we have to take that on and take it further than that. So until then, until next time, I will see you guys soon. Bye, and thanks for watching.